Now I'm still worried. I'm less worried right now. No, I'm getting less worried every day. It shouldn't be like that. No, but I don't know. The Buccaneers will certainly remember this 56-3 loss against the Saints. Yes. So I did play a game off stream. I beat who did I go against? The Buccaneers. I won 56-3. I got Adrian Peterson 6 touchdown rushing scores, which is a NFL record by one. Still NFL record. I did it, and it was at the end of the game too, and I did it just to do it. And plus, I went for the 2-point. It would have been 58, but it didn't happen like that. I didn't get the 2-point conversion. I wanted to get 58-3, but didn't. So right now, we're still number 1 in the NFC South with 8-0 record. Right now, we are still number 1 in the NFL with a perfect win record right now. I don't know what RW means. But we have a perfect record so far. So that's good. But we also have one of the worst offenses. We're ranked 30 in the NFL out of 32 teams, so we're not real good in that. But right now, let's say 49ers are 1-8 right now. That's Jesus Christ. But Buccaneers, they went down to 1-7. 4 losses in a row. I'm gonna scout some players. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Dude, this is all first round. I need to start working on like second round too, because I may not get to do it really. So I'm gonna do these couple wide receivers right here. Since he is one of those guys, I'm gonna do that. Talent number 2. Okay, well, never know, because they can be taken too. Like him, he's really good. Cornerback or center, that's good. But I don't know if I like. It says QB 3 active, 2 required, so that means I only need 2 quarterbacks. I'm gonna keep 3 anyway. Fullback 1 active. I'm gonna get another fullback too. I need another fullback just to have another fullback. I have well enough MLBs, LEs and REs. I may need another one of those. Kickers, the kickers, they don't get hurt. Punter, I don't really need I don't really need another punter. But I might get one more of those. But with like the ROLB, I'll just keep 2. At least have 2 more than I need, actually. So like the REs and the LE, maybe get 1 more for them. And ROLB, maybe 1 more of those guys. MLB, we don't need another one of those. At least a 3rd string. We need at least a 3rd string quarter or guy. So 3rd round, I still need to do 3rd round too, because I might have to have the 3rd round guy out there. But projected picks, projected 32nd, one of the last. But yeah, what?
Here's some change here.
Change?
I need $2.25.
Nope. Well, I got that, but I don't think I got other change. Why do you need $2.25?
Oh yeah, change right here.
Why do you need change? Leia.
$10.
Leia. That says Leia's gone deaf.
Huh?
That says Leia's gone deaf.
I'm going to death.
Yeah, Leia.
Oh, yeah.
Leia. You seen Leia? I think my dog's on deaf. Huh, Leia? You seen Leia? My dog's an old. Turning into an old dog. I don't know. Just do him, I guess. Start my weekly training. Do a game. I may have time. I got about 2.5 hours. 5, 6, 7. No, 5. No, 6, 7, 8. I got 2.5 hours, so I can maybe do 2 games. Earn XP and progress your way to the max level in Madden Ultimate Team, unlocking new areas of the model in the process. Mode. When playing games as a defender and pass coverage, your covered assignments will be highlighted visually on the field depending on what assignment you have on each play.
All right, get moving, man. I don't want to see anyone walking around. Winners do not walk. Let's see some hustle out there today. We got a big game this week. Ready? We waiting?
It's always a big game, too. That was hard. Oh my god, I don't like that throw. Verticals. I don't like verticals either. Actually, I like that though. That's a good touchdown. Just read it. I can just read it and tell. Get a first down. Okay.
Put the lights on for a little while.
Oh. But yeah, guys, if I stop streaming all of a sudden, just to let y'all know, I love y'all. That guy just started running through. I saw him running through. Oh man, this is tough.
All right. Small steps in the right direction. That's what we've been talking about. And you know what? Today you took a lot of those small steps. I'm proud of you. Keep it up. Ready? We waiting?
I don't like being a defensive back.
Ready? We waiting?
Cover your people, bruh. Y'all just not covering anybody. Y'all just not covering your guys, man. Just not covering your guys. Interception. Yeah. Get the first down. I thought he could have gone and get the interception, maybe. So I think that was 2 interceptions.
Small steps in the right direction. That's what we've been talking about. And you know what? Today you took a lot of those small steps. I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
Jesus Christ. Who cares about Lattimore? He's not going to be in the game anymore. The defense call quits. Even if they didn't call quits, Adrian Peterson would have still kept scoring. Yep. Let it make Adrian Peterson actually go, man. Get a row win, stay undefeated, and 3 passing touchdowns. Milestones, go undefeated. Get 300, what? Shit, I didn't read it. 100 season catches and 12 season receptions and touchdowns. Okay. Oh God, now. But yeah, I did play a game off camera. I went to bed at like 1 last night or something.
Hello everyone, I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we should have a fun one on our hands. It's the Bills coming in at 5-3, going up against the Saints, who come in at 8-0. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, Larry, no snow in the forecast, but the wind is whipping off Lake Erie and into New Era Field, just south of Buffalo, New York. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the New Orleans Saints. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they're halfway home, looking good at a perfect 8-0.
And not much to complain about so far, is there? I'd have to say they're the best team in the NFL through the first half of the year.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. Leading them out in his 7th year now out of Virginia Tech, Tyrod Taylor.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Now the first carry for LaShawn McCoy. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard at the 18-yard line. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Again, it's McCoy. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Carter, your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Colton Schmidt, 4th-year man from UC Davis, on to punt it away. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game.
Yep.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first pick in the 2nd round back in 2001. And that's the veteran Drew Brees.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
On 1st and 10, here's Brees. It's complete.
It wasn't earth-shattering.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Let's get a quick look at the Saints offense.
Quarterback Drew Brees and head coach Sean Payton understand the passing game as well as anyone in the NFL, which led to a rating last year of #1 in passing and #1 in total overall offense. But the thing that they really do well is get the ball downfield. They understand holes in defenses, find receivers that way. But what they need to add, the running game, back to their mix. When they went to the Super Bowl and won it, they were #6 in the NFL. Last season, #16.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And we take a look at the Bills' defense.
I think Lorenzo Alexander is the ultimate chameleon in the NFL. Has reshaped his body to play different positions. Fullback, defensive tackle, defensive end, outside linebacker, special teamer. He's done it all, and now he's reaping the benefits. Fully entrenched as an outside linebacker in the NFL.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Throw it to
From the gun, it's Breeze. And incomplete, a disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down. We documented it last week. They played so well defensively. 4 interceptions. Tried to get their hands on another one there.
And when you've had 4 the previous week, you are just itching for more the very next week. And there was a great opportunity. It went by the wayside, but let's not underscore what's going on with this defensive unit. They are around the ball every time it's being put in the air.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. The play clock's running down. Running for it. Here's Peterson. And some room to maneuver. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. 14 yards there on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
You can script and diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisioned something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
Yeah, no sign of him cooling down at all.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. Brought in left side by Snead. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now on 1st down. It's complete to Snead. And taking it to the 15.
I wasn't going to go for him, but then I saw him open, so I threw it at him.
Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another 1st down as well.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
The throw to the left
I didn't really get anything right there.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
The numbers for Fleener from last week. 5 catches for an even 100 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
They'll run for it with Peterson. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Did your high school have that same push them back cheer?
I was a kicker.
Well, it certainly worked. Didn't matter whether we were kickers or not. That one worked, didn't it? They pushed him back at his last snap of the ball, and boy, they created a nice play for themselves. Would they lose 3 on that one?
Yeah, from the 1 back to the 4. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Adrian Peterson with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Saints have taken the early lead.
Nope, yep, that's a touchdown.
One of the keys to their
You got it.
has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Taylor. Uses the spin, and they'll get him down here at the 23. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. And before they can get settled in here, time expires on the first quarter of action. 7-0 is our score, and we're back to upstate New York after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. Taylor with a give to McCoy.
Oh, damn it.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
And they'll keep on the ground with McCoy. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. Here's Taylor, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Charles Clay is tied in the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
If it's not one guy, it's another with this defense. I mean, this is the #1 unit against the rush in the entire NFL. They know how to cover for each other, and yeah, they've got great players. They also have very dependable players, too.
It's taken to the 26. Wow, incredible.
Miss.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A chance for us to look now at the Bills' defense. And despite being down on the scoreboard, this unit, they've had some big-time hits.
Sort of like us at practice the other day. I saw you take a running start at that blocking sled. You took it down.
Bounced off like a rubber band.
No, not at all, but you're exactly right. They are doing their job, but they want to add takeaways to it. You need to have more of those to go along with the big hits we're seeing.
By the way, when I tried that and I bounced back, I noticed that you laughed at everyone else. You didn't try to get in my corner.
No. Someone had just told me a joke on the other side.
Right,
I missed that. Totally missed it.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. With that last carry, Adrian Peterson has gone over 12,000 yards in his career. He becomes the 16th member of that elusive club.
How about that? The next 3 guys that are on the list that he can pass, all Hall of Famers. Thurman Thomas, Franco Harris, and Marcus Allen. No wonder his dad called him AD for all day. That man can go.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 24 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Willie Snead, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
What?
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away. Wondering where it's going to come from. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming up later tonight, a reminder, one of the games we circled coming into the season, the Patriots at the Broncos. These two certainly have played some memorable games in recent years.
They sure have.
And tomorrow night, we wrap up Week 10 with the Dolphins heading up to visit the Panthers.
Here we go!
They'll start the drive with a carry by McCoy. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back right around the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. He was looking for Charles Clay as tight end, and it's 3rd down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Come on, let's go!
A fake to McCoy. Now it's Taylor. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's Colton Schmidt now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession. Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Adrian Peterson, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And it is now 21-0. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Instead, the punter out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Yeah, here come the Bills. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Hmm. 9-0?
A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner.
Here we go! Brand 38!
On 2nd down, Taylor. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
He did not get not one throw off yet.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. On 3rd down, here's McCoy. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. That's taken on the 25. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And our focus now moves to Adrian Peterson. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself, at this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now we see Sammy Watkins getting ready to go again on offense. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. Second down, it's McCoy. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we send you now to Orlando and our Tiburon studios, where Larry Ridley's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
All right, Brandon, we'll see if I can get through this without being skipped as we welcome you to our EA Sports halftime report. The Bills have really struggled out of the gate here. The Saints have done whatever they want, and they'll just try to keep that up in the second half. All right, let's do this. Here's the first half highlights. Late in the first quarter, Breeze gonna find his mark, and he capped off the long drive with a touchdown. Saints have it on 2nd and 5 as they take a 7-0 lead. It's Drew Brees finding Michael Thomas later on the drive, and he ends up at the 24-yard line before he stopped on the play. Snead's got the catch in traffic, and this 2-play drive goes for a touchdown. That puts them on top by 14. 1st and 10. Peterson's going to take off here, and he'll run it in from 67 yards out. The Saints lead ballooning to 21. Now 1st and 10. Thomas has got nobody around him on the catch, and he'll win the sprint to the end zone. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. For the call of the second half, let's hand it back over to Brandon and Charles. Brandon.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, nice move. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Here now, a look at Drew Brees in our players' spotlight. And it's safe to say he has been getting his money's worth in this one.
I would agree with that totally. Being able to go back and launch it and air it out. And let's face it, it's not just him stepping back and flinging it, though. You've got to have someone who can go get it. And that's important for any offense. Someone who can stretch the field, or as they like to say, take the top off of a zone defense. Open things up, because then you can come back and throw underneath and gain some pretty good chunks of yardage as well.
He's ripped the top off of whatever defense they've been playing. Breeze now on 1st down. Coleman has it here right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
1st down, here's a run with Peterson. Adrian Peterson, past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Adrian Peterson His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Saints are pouring it on. He's got the hat trick, 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for him. A nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Fake here on first down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The intended receiver was Corey Brown. And now it's second down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
Single receiver.
Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. And he'll check this one down to McCoy. 7 yards on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
You got 25% now.
Doesn't matter what position you play. If you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll try and run for it with McCoy. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon.
Yep, he's hurt.
They stop him behind
I knew he would. That was a big hit.
And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Here's Colton Schmidt now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Caught right side at Snead. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Yep, I know Snead was going to get it.
Play goes for 19
I was
yards.
going to go for him anyway because
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. Now Breeze. And brought in here by Flainer. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
That man's huge.
And now a first down following that long gain. Shotgun now for Breeze. Throw left side complete. It's Peterson. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the
I didn't want to throw it to anybody else. I didn't see.
It's a gain of 5.
I saw the coverage.
So many
I didn't
times
think the coverage was
today's
going to be good.
NFL is described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Jesus Christ. It's so annoying when it does that. Jesus Christ.
Welcome back in, everyone, to EA Sports coverage of the NFL. As it stands, it's the Saints who have possession of the ball as we roll on in quarter number 3.
Extra DB on the field for the Bills here on third down.
Yeah, maybe thinking pass.
Why? Oh my God.
Here's Breeze. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's
I don't like this.
Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first, thanks to a flashy little spin move. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Here we go. Waiting. Where's 52? Watch 52.
Peterson gets the handoff from Breeze. Only able to work it to the 20 after the nice broken tackle. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game, so he's really made his presence felt in this one.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. To throw, it's Breeze. And he's got his man, that's Snead. Touchdown, New Orleans. Willie Snead with his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Saints.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. He's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone. This guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes, carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And he'll bang that one through. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys will take over at the 25.
Oh my God. Damn, that was a big hit.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult added to the injury. They're in a bad spot. And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Hell yeah, it's very good field position.
A 10th carry now for Peterson. AP still got it. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And after getting tackled, he's still down.
No!
Very slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
That's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. That is not good.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Hurting Peterson.
Now Breeze. And he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal. They'll look to run with Ingram. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Breeze now on third and goal. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's fourth down. Huge article in their local paper this morning saying how the 4 interceptions last week led them to that victory. Here they haven't been able to come up with one, and they're losing. Probably not a coincidence.
I don't think so at all. I think you're spot on, but maybe they put a little extra pressure on themselves because the 4 interceptions last week, victory. Right now, no interceptions in this game. Had a chance for one, missed it, and they're losing. Probably feeling the pressure right now.
They're running. Ingram. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints just continue to roll. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. They'll try and run with Ingram. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for two in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Throwing now, Taylor on first down. And this is caught by Watkins. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on first down completion. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Looking sideline, and that's caught by Watkins. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Let's go. 1-9.
From the shotgun, it's Taylor. And he's got room. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down. First and 10, it's Taylor. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Second down, it's Jones. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. good, solid yardage, you'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Bills on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Let's go! 190!
From the gun, it's Taylor. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Here's Colton Schmidt now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
On 2nd down, Peterson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it's the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop it. They have full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. and never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling.
no, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows, you may meet up with this team again.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A gain of 6 there on first. Second down and 4. Taylor now operating from the gun. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So for the Saints, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they will head home next week to take on the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they will try to turn it around next week as they head down to Carson for a matchup with the LA Chargers.
77 yards in
So
total
that'll
for
just
them.
about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Buffalo.
And all they gotta do this. Sail. This is how I show my love. Made it my mind because blame it on my ADD, baby. Just how an angel cries. Blame it on my own sick pride. So blame it on my ADD, baby. Maybe I'm the top of hell. I'm gonna be back in a while. I'm back. I went to do something. Perfect pass rating? Wow. Seemed to score at will. Yeah, I did. So we're gonna lose Sterling Moore and Vaquero, big guys. Which, yeah. So we need a new LR, LOLB, LGLE. We're gonna I'm gonna do LRB. But yeah, just him. Okay. 72 overall. Okay, well, he is a LG, so. Well, I guess I'll still assign him. Okay. And I got scouting to do. Oh, wait, one more guy. Oh, yeah. Center, 71 overall. See, when it goes down to the 60s, that's when I'll just do the regular fair offer thing. So right now, I'm going to offer him a little more. Well, that's not a little more. I'm going to go up to like that. And see what he... Whatever, fuck off. I mean, you're 71 overall, so you don't need a lot of money if you don't... Yeah. Start weekly training. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to play as much as the next game as I can. I have an hour and 20 minutes, so it could be done maybe. If it can't, then I'll just like keep streaming, but I won't have my mic in.
All right, gentlemen, we've made way too many mistakes this week, okay? Football's a simple game, but you keep making these silly mistakes, we're not gonna win. So let's get out there and let's have a good practice, huh? Ready?
Simple mistakes, what?
pressure, but this is it. We're going for gold.
Hey, man, that was great. I mean, you had a great day today. The game is really starting to slow down for you, isn't it? I can't wait to see what you're going to do on Sunday. Good job.
Ready? We're waiting.
Practices aren't always a fun thing to do, but it's necessary. Today I woke up and hated myself. Why would you push him forward? Like now it's like inches or something.
Hey, man, that was great. I mean, you had a great day today. The game is really starting to slow down for you, isn't it? I can't wait to see what you're going to do on Sunday. Good job.
I'm gonna scout some people, I guess. Leon Griggs! remember the South Park episode for the Washington Redskins? That was so hilarious. Go fuck yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a matchup today where the focus will be on the passing game. The Saints are #1 in pass defense, and they're going up against the Redskins offense that knows they'll be challenged.
All right, Larry, thank you. We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the Washington Redskins.
I have
The NFL season
an
is
hour
in
and
high
10
gear,
minutes.
and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. To return it, Alvin Kamara. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. Leading him out, one of the all-time greats. Hard to believe in his 17th season now, Drew Brees.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Breeze now to throw. And it's caught. Kobe Flainer. A gain of 6 there on first. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. We'll see a lot of that from Drew Brees. Spread the field, get rid of the ball quickly.
He spreads the field out a lot, so he's able to recognize the defenses, the coverages, and if people are going to blitz him. And he has the fortitude to stand in there when they do. He serves as his own blitz control, so to speak. Hey, you've got a free runner coming. That's one less guy in coverage. He'll stand in there, take the hit, and deliver a strike downfield.
On 1st and 10, here's Brees. Caught by Snead over the middle. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Now, Brees again.
I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button.
By the linebacker, Zach Brown. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
I meant to press the X, I think. I don't.
Certainly
God damn it.
how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already 11 eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Second down now after the pass completion. This is the first carry for Rob Kelly. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. They go play action here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
I'll give left side, Kelly. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Off the play fake, McCoy. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Here's McCoy. And that is incomplete.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly third and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
Second down, 8. They run again with Peterson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They're staring up at a 3rd and 9 to start it out.
Shit.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Snead's got it. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Breeze finding Snead there for a Saint first down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
First down, Breeze. And he's got it over the middle. Flainer. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense in every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Breeze now on first down.
Oh my God!
And it's intercepted. Sua Cravens with a pick. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
While we have a minute, we remind you that later tonight we'll have a couple of NFC East rivals squaring off, the Eagles and the Cowboys from Big D.
Or Arlington. Got to make sure we get it right.
To be more precise there in the Metroplex. Then tomorrow night, Week 11, we'll wrap up with a playoff rematch from the divisional round a year ago, the Falcons and Seahawks, but this time from Seattle. Now Kelly running left, and that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Looking to throw on second down. McCoy. And Davis has it over the middle. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
From the gun, McCoy. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Tony McDaniel with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Play action. McCoy. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. He was looking for Terrell Pryor that time. And it's third down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Let's go! Green 39!
Throwing on third and long. McCoy. Pryor has it complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's fourth down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along? Or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks. No touchdown passes yet either. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, we'll send you to Orlando and Larry Ridley as he'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. But no touchdown. These guys need to give Larry some touchdowns to talk about.
Things are too easy for him right now back in the studio. Come on, guys. Help the man out. Give him something to talk about.
Brees to throw on second down. He's got his man. It's Brandon Coleman. Brandon Coleman. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Coleman, his second touchdown on the season. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. Coming into the year, Brees, 465 touchdown passes, add another one to the total.
You know, it's funny, I just talked with his college head coach, and he told me that when Drew was a sophomore at Purdue, they weren't sure he was truly the starter, even though he started the opening game, and he made a play early in that one where the coach got on the headset and told the rest of the staff, well, fellas, we found our quarterback. Now we got to make sure we find the rest of our team.
Brees hasn't looked back since. Will Lutz on for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. On 1st and 10, McCoy. And some room to roam now. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Well, we'll see if they can do it here. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be a second down. Operating from the gun, McCoy. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Redskins on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go now. Green 39.
From the gun, McCoy. Hall bringing it in. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Tressway now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. The the Saints offense now. They get ready to head back onto the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest, as we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get you caught up on all the highlights from the first half. The Saints are up right now and are looking to keep up the pressure moving forward. The Redskins just want to come out after the half and claw their way back into the game. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Saints have it on 2nd and 5. Coleman's by himself here, and he'll take this all the way for the touchdown. The lead grows to 4. First and 10. McCoy's got to rush the throw, and it's intercepted. Saints would then turn it around for the TD. Saints push their lead to 11. That'll do it for us here at EA Sports Studios. Let's get back out to Brandon and Charles for the call of the second half. Brandon.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. This is Kelly, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
They'll keep it in the hands of Kelly. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The Redskins on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Let's go!
Off the play fake, McCoy. And this is brought in by Pryor. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
They'll hand it off to Kelly. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit, try it that way.
To throw on second down. McCoy under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan in there for the 20th time this year as he continues what could be a record-setting season.
That's his second sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
3rd and 15 here after the first and second down plays went in the wrong direction. Operating from the gun, McCoy. And the pressure gets to him again. Cameron Jordan in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And after getting tackled,
and oh my God,
looking very slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on 2nd and 11. Breeze now. It's complete. Fleener, right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. They go screen. This is Ingram. Oh, he's got some breathing room. There goes Mark Ingram. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And it's 21-3. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And here come the Redskins now. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
In a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
And this one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
The drive starts with Rob Kelly. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
But these guys got to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Looking to throw on second down. McCoy. And Davis with it left side. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
The Redskins on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 11.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Now McCoy. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get down to the good stuff. Quarter number 4. A critical one here. They're going to have any shot at this thing, so they'll go for it on 4th down.
Let's go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And Paul has it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 17 yards on the pickup. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. Looking to throw. McCoy. It's hauled in by Doxson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw on 2nd down. McCoy. And he's got some space here. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they gave up the pick six, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after
Two
what
pick
you
sixes.
gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there for sack number 22 on the year. Just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22 and a half set in 2001.
Breaking records, bitch.
Looking to throw on second down. McCoy throwing the out route incomplete. That's Davis. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
The Redskins on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is third down and 12. From the gun, McCoy completes it right side to Dodson. And he is knocked down from the side. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they could do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
This is taken at the 15. Oh, good move. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sailed, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And off comes to Peterson. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And the tight end has it, Fleener. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Room here to run. Finding room to the 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. That good for 22 and a 1st down. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, Thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that, hitting the defense hard early? And, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. He's going to throw here. That is caught with the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 6 there on 1st. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. That's happened, Charles. You play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other thing, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you,
Booth
I know
review.
really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, getting the points for
I don't know if that was actually a touchdown.
Like that. That's just
his head.
Stuff.
His head hit it. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown.
After reviewing the play, the movement on the field is reversed.
Bullshit.
To throw, it's Breeze. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown.
What? That? Yeah, why?
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off.
Big bruh moment.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Throwing on first down, McCoy.
I almost had it.
Pickup, and it'll make it second down. 2nd and 5.
I'll get it next game.
All right, here we go. Boom,
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal: win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for New Orleans, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for Washington, it'll be loss number 6 on the season for them. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. 10-0. Bruh. That's pretty good. We'll do that. Advance. Gotta do these guys. Always gotta do them. I don't know why I don't like doing all this, but just have to. Like that. I don't care. No. Let's do pursue. Chasing someone. You can chase. Press, whatever. You're not gonna be here anymore, so it don't matter. But I'd rather, you know, get him up for the rest of this season, because, well, you know, I want to go to the Super Bowl, so can we do it by Monday? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, because, you know, if what I'm worried about happens, and I won't be playing anymore. If what I'm worried about doesn't happen, then I'll be playing for a while. I think someone's hurt, and that's why it's asking me, do I want to do him? Ten and 0 now, and Redskins drop down to 3-6. Drew Brees is going to sleep very well. Well, I also threw 2 interceptions. I mean, I can simulate to playoffs. I'll start the backup. You can get in by like playoffs or something. Big decision. 2 players ready to negotiate. Now, I'll give you some money. You're pretty, I like you. So, how's that? And have a little bit more than that. Yeah, stay with us. I don't care. This would be good. Scout some players out. Scout out some players. I don't know. This is what you are, nigger. No, he's not good. See, I gotta do these too. The third rounds too, because I may not be able to get all the rounds. So just scout some people out and see what happens by the end of the thing. I don't have enough to do anything else. None of these guys are good, except for maybe. But who's returning from injury? Pete? Okay. Go to team, I go to injury report. Achilles tear will be out for the rest of the season. Ted will be out for another week. I don't want to risk him getting hurt. I don't. So he'll be out for the next week. They'll be out for the rest of the year. But yeah, guys, this is it for the stream. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks left of the regular season. 10-0. Even if we lose the rest of the 6 games, then it didn't matter. But I still want to be number 1, because look, Falcons is 7-2-1 now. So they've lost 2 games, so we can stand to lose a game without being brought down. But we're 10-0. Patriots are 7-3 right now. So we can lose a game and still be number 1. We can maybe lose 2 games and still be number 1. But I don't want to do that. But have all these, shut the Dolphins out, shut the Patriots out, shut them out, we shut them out, shut them out, shut them out, shut them out, shut. We've shut out every single team. And we're going against the Rams next. And then we have a couple more of these. We have 3 home games next, and we have 3 away games next. yeah, guys, this is a good 2-hour stream. It was fun. I might stream later on tonight, I don't know. And pray for me, guys, because I'm going to try to figure it out tomorrow whether or not I should be worried or not. I'm going to figure this out tomorrow. I will definitely know by maybe Tuesday. So, about 4 days from now, I should know whether or not I should be scared. But it is December 6th, guys. We have 19 days till Christmas. And just 19... about 25 days left until the decade's over. I think Fortnite's going to do this little thing. Fortnite, their last week of the season. Yeah. But if you like the stream, guys, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Maybe even hit that bell button if you want to, so that you can be notified of whenever I stream. And hope that I can keep streaming. I hope I can. But yes, we played 2 games. We've won both. Shut out teams both times. I did throw 2 interceptions at the beginning of the last game. That was crap. But plowed through 10 teams in a row. Yep. Yeah, guys, anyway, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Maybe hit that bell button if you want to. Alright, guys. Have a good day.